I recently spent 3 weeks in my dream destinations of New Zealand and Australia. We did 1 week in New Zealand and 2 weeks in Australia, and it's been a dream trip for my mom as well, and life just got busy and stuff, but my mom and I spontaneously booked the flights in early 2025, I think, for April of 2026, and I cannot wait to share everything that I've experienced, places we've been, things we saw, foods that we ate. It was just simply amazing. I will share every place that we stayed at, the transportation that we took, places to eat, activities to do, every detail that I can remember and have recorded. It truly felt like such an amazing once-in-a-lifetime experience, and I'm truly so grateful to have had the chance to spend such precious time with my mom, and we truly had such a blast. So without further ado, let's get into it. So, our trip was scheduled from April 3rd to April 24th. We planned 1 week-ish in New Zealand and 2 weeks in Australia. And let's just say we got off to a rocky start. Here are some clips that are recorded on April 3rd. So, story time. As of 3 days ago, you apparently now need a visa to enter Australia, and we had not applied for a visa because we didn't know as of 3 days ago, since it's new. And so we applied, got fraud, went to the actual website, applied, got it, but like an hour after our flight left, and there are no other flights for tonight. Update part 2. So there were no flights for tonight. It was chaos. Oh my god. We got the flights moved to tomorrow, same time, same everything. So we're just doing today again, but tomorrow, but this time with the proper visas. And we apparently also need a visa for New Zealand now. So I did the applications for that. They're being processed, but at least we're gonna get to Australia. That's what's most important at this point. And then hopefully we'll make it to New Zealand. So, that's the update. I am now back home. I'm gonna go sleep in my bed tonight. And do it all again tomorrow. So just let this be a lesson to everybody to check everything you need like 48 hours to 24 hours before you travel so that you don't end up in this situation. Because it literally changed 3 days ago. 3 days ago. Even because we usually check everything a week before we go, for sure. 3 days ago. And the airline didn't contact us at all to let us know, hey, we have this new policy, you now have to like apply for a visa. None of that. Nothing. So that was also kind of shitty on their part to not let people know. But anyway, because also when you still Google it, the first thing it says, no, for Canadian travelers, you're fine, you don't need a visa. Fake news. Anyways, I'm exhausted. Bye. So overall, apparently ETAs are now a thing for many countries, even with Canadian passports. Lesson has been learned, and remember to always check your stuff 48 hours and 24 hours before departure. Oh my god, it was so stressful, but we are thankful that we got put on the flight for the next day. But we weren't out of the woods yet, since we were now also waiting for the New Zealand ETAs and biosecurity declaration approval, and oh my lord. Made it to the airport in Ottawa. It was a crazy day yesterday, but anyways, we got it. Okay, so the whole flight situation was that the original flights we booked were to and from Sydney. We booked our New Zealand flights separately since it was a random decision that we made to go for a few days, so it wasn't part of the original flight itinerary. So we were able to pay to change our flights for New Zealand to the next day instead. At least we didn't need to rebuy the full tickets fully, but wow, oh my gosh, that was crazy. But hey, April 4th, we got to the airport, still mildly stressed due to pending applications, but things were smooth sailing from there on. So we got on our flight from Ottawa to Vancouver, and the mountain views from the plane? Hello? Oh my god, I need to spend a month in Vancouver at some point soon. It is so beautiful. And it was great. We had a bit of time before our bigger flight from Vancouver to Sydney. Hi, little quick update. So we made it to the lounge in Vancouver. The flight went very well. The mountains were stunning, and we're just getting some food. Our next flight is in like 3 hours or so at like 10:50 p.m. And then we'll be heading over to Sydney. So let's go. Honestly, overall, I found the 15-hour flight pretty easy. I did have the unfortunate experience of being in the middle seat, but I had two lovely ladies beside me and it was smooth sailing. I ate, I slept, I played on my Nintendo Switch, I listened to some music, you know, the usual that I always do at home anyway. And also shout out to the neck pillow that I bought specifically for this trip. So happy with my purchase. I will leave the link in the description down below. It is truly a phenomenal pillow. Highly recommend. Finally, we landed in Sydney and we got our eSIM set up. We use AirAllo, by the way. It's a wonderful app. It works super great and has like almost every country in the world access for eSIMs. It's really awesome. Highly recommend. And we went to our next gate for our final flight to Queenstown, New Zealand. So overall, I think it was like 31 hours of travel, but oh my gosh, was it worth it. The flight over to New Zealand was so stunning. The mountains were beautiful and the little glacier lakes we could see from the plane, they were so blue and so stunning. I literally fell in love with New Zealand before we even landed. So we landed in Queenstown around 2 p.m. and we got a shuttle over to Reaver's Lodge, which is such a cute location. We literally got the promotional view from the booking website and we were in absolute awe. So since we still had time in our day in this new time zone, we walked over to the nearby grocery store for some groceries for the week. What a view to start with. Holy crap. Everything is so expensive. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. Even just for like... Oui. Ouais, ça c'est quand même bon là. Ouais. Oh my gosh. Also, it is literally $20 for literally like 5 slices of prosciutto. That is so expensive. I mean, it makes sense because it's New Zealand and just... Oh my god, girl, shoot. Hi everyone. Okay, we just came back from the grocery store and we just unpacked everything. I'm just going back down to go get a picture of the Wi-Fi password, but we just did our 31 hours of travel to get to New Zealand and it was a crazy ride to get here. Oh my gosh, I'll insert like a whole story time and everything, but we almost didn't make it, but I am so glad that we did because it is absolutely stunning. Like, I'm genuinely mind blown with the location that we got. We are currently staying at Reaver's Lodge in Queenstown. It's so stunning. I highly recommend. The rooms are like exactly just what you need. It's a lodge, you have a bed, you have a mini fridge, you have a bunch of stuff for cooking and stuff too, which is really great. You even have a bed that opens up into a bed, or a couch that opens up into a bed, so that's really great too. The weather is wonderful. It is like maybe 18 outside, but for my Canadian heart that is coming from like, 2 degrees, this is summer. It is wonderful. It is so cute, and I can't wait to go on adventures. Let's go. Like, I knew New Zealand would be beautiful, but the mountains are actually insane. Like, I don't even know if my camera is getting this properly, but this is stunning. And then even like a little bit over there, you can see the water and everything. And we're gonna go explore all that tomorrow. There's even also, you see a little gondola over there. There's like this whole gondola thing that goes all the way up the mountain. So we're gonna go and do that tomorrow as well. But we're a little up close and personal. Okay, there we go. But yeah, we had a crazy travel time. So we're very exhausted. So we're gonna go rest. It is currently 4:42 p.m. here, but at home it is currently almost 1 a.m. So we're still a little bit working on that adapting of time zones. But yeah, so we're gonna go chill and rest. We got ourselves like some groceries, which were like $76 for like basically nothing. It is so expensive over here, oh my god. But we got ourselves some groceries and stuff to make like some salads and stuff for hiking, so that'll be very good. And we're just gonna take it easy for tonight. We're gonna shower, we're gonna go to bed early, we're gonna sleep in, and tomorrow is go time. And what's great about Reaver's Lodge is that they also have breakfast included from 7 to 9 a.m. So that's super fun and helps a lot with just the costs of everything. So I believe it is literally just right up there tomorrow morning. So yeah, I'll vlog and see what they have for breakfast. I'm so excited. Okay, I'm gonna go rest and I will see you guys tomorrow for more adventures. Let's go. Seeing mountains in person is always so impressive, and we were so excited to walk around and explore the town. The sunrise in the mountaintops every morning was absolutely breathtaking. So obviously Canada is in the northern hemisphere and New Zealand and Australia are in the southern hemisphere. So for us, we were just finishing our winter and starting spring, and when we got to New Zealand, they were just starting their fall time, which is my mom's and I's favorite season. So it was absolutely perfect timing, and nothing was like too overly hot or anything like that. So 10 out of 10, really recommend traveling during this time. Our first full day, we walked over to, and please excuse my pronunciation, Matakauri Park Boardwalk. And it was a short loop around these natural marshlands near the base of a cliff. And they had these little panels with like fauna and flora information. And we thought it was a great way to warm up for the day. We found a little stream. So cute. Yeah, it's the lush green forest and then just like the Rocky Mountains. It's really interesting. And the big pine forest just like at home. But then there's also a palm tree. That's so cool. Okay, so we found a side quest. We found, there was like a little poster there and then there's like chains and it goes up. So we're adventuring and we're gonna try and go up the mountain. Oh my god, it's like hardcore stuff. Okay, yeah. So it's a mountain climbing area. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Okay, beautiful, well, another day when we actually have climbing gear. But little did we know that we would stumble upon this absolute gem that my mom and I got excited and so inspired by. So my mom loves to garden and I love anything homegrown and holistic. So when we saw this huge community garden, we were so excited. We also have this electric fence all around the community garden because a little bit earlier we saw a bunch of mountain goats up in the mountains just like eating some of the stuff. So it's pretty amazing that just this is what's keeping them out. These are pears. This is nuts. And like they don't use any synthetic or whatever fertilizers because no chemicals because it's New Zealand, so everything is organic. This is huge. They even had a chicken run and big fruit trees and flourishing flowers. It was awesome. Everything looked so lovely, even though it was nearing the end of the growth season. The pears and the apples were absolutely massive, and everything is all organic. It was so cool. Next, we explored the city center and we saw the waterfront, parks, and the community. Everywhere within the city center, you could still see the big mountain ranges from every single angle, and it was so beautiful, even with the cloudy weather we were having. So we have been walking around Queenstown all morning. It's been absolutely stunning. Our next plan is to go to a place called Eric's Fish Shop, I believe, and it is actually a little food truck where they sell like fish and chips and stuff like that, so that'll be very good. And we also reserved a little tour for tomorrow where it has like a gourmet barbecue and that kind of stuff. So tomorrow it is a boat tour where we go to a little farm area where it has like a bunch of animals and locally sourced items and foods and that kind of stuff, and there's a big barbecue feast to do there too. And then there's also going to be a demonstration of different sheepdogs doing their work and stuff, and we have an Australian Shepherd at home, so that'll be very cute to see. But anyways, let's go get some food. It's okay. Wow. Oh my gosh. So the next day was unfortunately quite a rainy one, but we had booked an excursion for the afternoon. So for the morning, we walked around the big park in Queenstown, and we wanted to go and see the Queen's Rose Gardens, but it was pouring so intensely at that point that we had to head back to the city to try and dry off before our excursion. So unfortunately, we didn't have the time to see it, but the forest itself was so fun and so cute. Hi, Mama. There's a little creek over there. It's been following us this entire time. What a beautiful park. I live here. It's a rainy day, but it's stunning. Pretty. Like, the water has so many beautiful colors. Stunning. With the mountains in the back. Oh my gosh. What a dream. Look at this massive tree. But then we walked over to our location and we hopped on our little steamboat and we went over to Walter's Peak Farm. This was such a fun and cute little excursion. We did the gourmet barbecue lunch type of situation. Highly recommend. It was so good. It was so good, and the farmhouse itself has so many beautiful flowers and everything, all with this huge mountain in the background. It is so stunning. Look at these hydrangeas, absolutely beautiful. And then we have a farm show this afternoon for about an hour and a half, and then we have another half hour on the boat back to Queenstown, and it is absolutely breathtaking. Look at this. Look at those. Oh my gosh. So beautiful. Everything is flourishing so nicely. This is not the type of stuff that we see in Canada. Oh, so cute. And there's Mom. Hi, Mom. This was also the day where we needed to head to our next destination. So we had left our bags in the lodge lobby, which by the way had such an amazing and wonderful staff. Shout out to them, love them so much. They were so incredibly sweet. And the commute services in New Zealand are different, let's just say. From our experience, there wasn't really any public transport buses or Ubers or like any regular taxis. We had to book this private taxi shuttle service to head over to Wanaka, and it was a bit pricey. It was pricey. But we were also under different time constraints due to our activity, so that's also on us for not planning ahead of time. But anyways, once we got on the roads, we understood why regular public transport to other cities was uncommon. The roads are literally serpentine, winding up the mountains and between tight inner valleys of different peaks, and it takes a lot of skill to drive through those. Namely, like a big bus like that would be really difficult. So as tourists, you can rent cars and campers, and that's actually very popular to do, but do note that the driver is on the right-hand side versus the left like we have in Canada. So my mom and I weren't super comfortable driving in the opposite sides, so that's why we decided not to rent anything. And now that, you know, we had seen the roads, we were very happy to have hired a special shuttle service to take us to our next destination. Also, Kiwis, which are New Zealand citizens, are so incredibly kind and helpful. I can say with absolute confidence that they are much nicer and more welcoming and genuine than the Canadians in my area. The entire time I was there, and also later in Australia too, I felt completely, fully safe and welcomed. Not once did I come across anyone who was rude or impatient or anything of that sort. It was so incredibly refreshing. Thank you so much for being so welcoming. I cannot wait to go back. All of you have been just an absolute gem. So we made it to Wanaka, and I absolutely loved Wanaka as well. We stayed in a Club Wyndham Wanaka, and it was absolutely lovely. We were lucky to have a timeshare, and it definitely helped with lodging costs for this trip. Wanaka was such a cute and cozy town. It only really has like 2 main streets, and it's super family oriented, and so many dogs as well. Oh my gosh, definitely a highlight in the trip as well. The lake was so stunning, and we got to see the iconic Wanaka tree as well. We spent our first full day in Wanaka just exploring the quaint city, some shopping, and simply relaxed. It is our first full day in Wanaka, and we're just going to walk around town today and walk around the lake and take it super chill. Tomorrow we're going to have the big hike to go up Roy's Peak, which is like about 16 kilometers. And we have to also walk 4 kilometers to even get to the start of the trail. So tomorrow will be a full like 24-kilometer hiking day, which will be absolutely stunning. But yeah, today we're just chilling around the city and around the lake, and it's going to be beautiful. Oh my god, anyways, so yeah, that is the plan for today. It is a beautiful, warm, sunny day. And yeah, let's do it. Wow. How beautiful. Oh my gosh. I can barely see anything from the sun, but at least the camera's capturing it. And there's the famous tree. We'll get to that later. Wow. Oh my gosh. I wonder how cold the water is. Let's go find out. Is it cold? Fudgy. It is mountain water after all. Wow. So apparently we are in a plateau area on top of the mountains. So that's where Wanaka is located. It's like within this valley on the plateau. And so all the mountain water comes and creates Lake Wanaka, which is what we are at today. And it's stunning. Oh my gosh. And it is a bit colder up here than it is in Queenstown, because we are like about, I think, 1,000 meters up from the sea level at the moment. Yeah, it's so pretty. Oh my gosh. We've stumbled upon this adorable little park in the middle of the city, and it's like so impressive that the water literally everywhere you go in New Zealand is that clear, because it's all like mountain water. It is so pretty. And then there's this beautiful sculpture of like 2 little bird skulls together. How pretty. And everything is like a mix of like palm trees, but then we also have like trees that we have at home, like conifers and all that kind of stuff, which is really silly. But yeah, we've been shopping around a little bit, and it's been quite nice. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding? How cute. This is a cute little coffee shop with bagels. So there's this little area in Wanaka where it's like a bunch of little food trucks. Sedentary food trucks, obviously. And then it's like within this cute little park with like little creeks running through it. Adorable. Oh my gosh, it's absolutely stunning. So there's like a coffee place, there's pizza, tacos, ribs, burritos, a little bit of everything. It is so cute and quaint. I love it. Cool. Yeah. So they have cute little apartments that they're building right there. So imagine if you live like at the bottom level and you have this adorable creek and you just simply walk over and you come and get your daily coffee at the little food truck station. Like, that is heckin' awesome. And then they're building more stuff here. Day 2 in Wanaka is when we did our biggest hike of the trip, and oh my gosh, it was epic. We are currently on our way to Roy's Peak. It's a 4-kilometer... We're apparently on our way.
We're on our way.
We are on our way. It is a 4-kilometer walk to the start of the trail, and then it's a 8-kilometer hike up, an 8-kilometer hike down, and then 4 kilometers back again. So a total of 24 kilometers today. We got our lunches, we got our water bottles, we got our snacks. Let's do it. Also,
we made our wheels.
Yeah, we made our wheels. Also, it looks like there's a snowy mountain all the way over there.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Wow, look at that. It was tough, but wow, the views were incredible. We were so lucky to have such beautiful sunshine after so many days of clouds and rain. I did end up getting quite a bad sunburn, but you know, oops. But Roy's Peak was so amazing. So we just started the track. That's the bottom right there. Got 8 kilometers to go. Juice packs. Feeling good. And as we kept going up, the view just kept getting better and better the higher we went. Oh my gosh. The blue of the water and the sky was so vibrant. The various shades of green of the fields and the vegetation. It was so amazing to experience, and I sincerely hope I get to do this hike again in my future. So one thing about my mom and I is that we love hiking. But the best part of hiking is the picnic that we have along the way. So we always pack the best type of picnics, and today we have some wraps with like some couscous salad on the inside with some tomatoes. We have...
And tuna.
Oh, and tuna and beans for protein. And we also have some frozen yogurts, which is delicious, and some frozen juice boxes, which are now just very cold juice, which is wonderful. We have some bananas, granola bars. Life is good. With this view, oh my gosh. So the path continues there, and then we go there, and there, and there, and somehow either there or there. We don't know yet, but we've got a long road ahead of us. It just keeps getting better. Holy. Imagine just being a sheep on a rock, chilling. With this view in the background. What a life. I wish that were me. Well, I guess that is me right now. I feel accomplished. I'm happy. Because still quite a way all the way up there, and I don't know if my knees can handle that today. Okay, this is where we're calling it. We had a little snack time right over there. I had a yogurt and a juice box. Now we are starting our descent. And it's so quiet up here. Because like when I go hiking at home, I can still hear the highway like far off and whatever. But here it's a little bit of wind, some sheep here and there, some birds. And stunning beauty. Though going down was really tough on the knees due to the really harsh like downhill angle. So we ended up kind of like walking in zigzags, and eventually we just ended up kind of like jogging down the hill because it was easier to do that for our knees anyway. My gosh, I look disheveled. We just made it back to the hotel. We were supposed to walk the 4 kilometers back, but when we got to the bottom of the hill, we were just like resting, laying on a fence a little bit, and then some other people were coming down, and then we started chatting with them, and they're originally from a little more north from here, but they had driven down to come and hike in the area, and we were like, oh yeah, you know, we had the bright idea of walking all the way over here, so now we have to walk 4 kilometers back, and they were like, we can give you a ride, come on, hop in the car. So they were very kind. That is so kind to offer. So we hopped in the car with them, and it was literally like a 2-minute car ride just down the street to our hotel. And yeah, that was so kind of them. So now we're back. We officially did 20 kilometers today. We have 23,000 steps. It was really good. The views were stunning. I'm so glad we went, and we're gonna go and probably rest in the pool to relax our muscles and have a good shower, have a good meal, and go to bed. That's the rest of the plan for today. Anyways, we did it. The next day was just another travel day. We took another shuttle back to Queenstown and back to the airport to then fly over to Melbourne. So that concludes our short stay in New Zealand, unfortunately, and my mom and I would absolutely love to go back and spend like a whole month in New Zealand. There is still so much to see there, and we really hope we get to go back at some point. Good morning. We are currently in Melbourne. We took a plane from Queenstown to Melbourne yesterday. It went very well. Everything went great. There's a little bit of wind, so hopefully you can hear me okay. So it is currently Sunday, and apparently like basically everything is closed on Sundays here in Melbourne. So that's important to note because we tried like 5 different cafes and they all open tomorrow at like 8 a.m. So a lot of things are closed in Melbourne on a Sunday. Which makes sense. It's nice. I respect that. But yeah, today we are heading over to Torquay. We stayed one night in Melbourne in a hostel because our big hotel that we're staying in Torquay only had availability starting like tonight. So we did one night in a hostel. It was called the College Lawn Hotel. Highly recommend. Very fun. There's a bar like underneath, and the hostel's like on top. The hostel had like some private rooms, so that's what my mom and I got, and it was really nice. Highly recommend. So yeah, today we're heading over to Torquay, and we decided to take a ferry boat to, I think it's called Geelong, the city that we're going to, and then from there we'll take a bus over to Torquay, which is about like 25 minutes or so. So that's great, and we thought a ferry would be a really nice way to see the city, basically, and sit and not have to carry our bags everywhere in a bus or whatever. And it ends up being faster as well, so that'll be super nice to see. The tickets were about like $20 or so per person. And yeah, but yeah, that is the plan for today. Today is just another travel day. Yesterday was a travel day, so I think we'll pretty much just relax when we get to the hotel tonight. Maybe a beach day tomorrow or the day after that, depending on the weather. And yeah, that's the update. So when we got to Melbourne, we decided to take a ferry to make it over to our next destination. The ferry ride to Geelong was super smooth. We mostly napped, honestly. It was about like an hour and a half to get to our destination, and then we took public transport to our final destination of the coastal town of Torquay. This was one of our longest stays of the entire trip. We spent almost a whole week there, and honestly, it was perfect to have like a chill week without needing to change locations after 2 nights, and it was right in the middle of the trip, so we had time to relax and recharge for our bigger 3rd week. Torquay was so wonderful. It had amazing food, amazing people, so many families and kids, and way more dogs as well. Shout out to all the dogs. Love the dogs. The beach was beautiful. The water was a little cold, but we found so many beautiful treasures of like different seashells and even some shark teeth. I think. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm convinced that, I've convinced myself that they are, because it makes me happy. Anyways, we did lots of shopping, walking, and just genuinely enjoying our time there together. There were so many hidden gems that we found in terms of food as well, though honestly all of the food that we had in New Zealand and Australia was absolutely amazing. So the first night we went out to a place called Folklore. It was a Vietnamese restaurant that served a large variety of dishes, and this place seems to be super popular in town as well. The food was honestly so good and was right by the waterfront, and the decor was also super cute and cozy, and overall the vibes were just immaculate. Day 2, we explored the town and started our day with amazing food from this place called Sanba Cafe. The people there were absolutely delightful and so friendly. The coffee was to die for, and I got the most amazing avocado toast with the poached egg on top. Like, I will literally forever keep trying to recreate this dish because it was so good. We spent the day exploring the town, and similarly to Wanaka, this place only really had 2 main streets. Everything was close by and cozy, and we did some small groceries for the week for lunches and breakfasts. And it was perfect. We silently walked along the beach for a long while and relished in the simplicity of existence. Our second full day in Wanaka, we set out to do a long walk along the Surf Coast Walk, and wow, it was a beautiful day. Just like our hike in Wanaka, we were blessed with beautiful sunshine. We did get a little bit of rain, but honestly, it was quite refreshing, so we were quite happy about it.
Good morning. Today our plan is to do just a very long walk on the beach. We're going to do 10 kilometers that way and then 10 kilometers back. It's so pretty. So yeah, we're gonna go do that. We're planning to walk all the way to Bell's Beach, which is about 10 kilometers from where our hotel is situated, and it's just like along the little like town center. We pass that and we just go across the ocean. It's gonna be very pretty. So yeah, let's see what we find. Yeah. So we made it to Bell's Beach. This is the current lookout spot. There's actually like these little tables and everything too, so we're gonna have some lunch, look at the view. It's been a good 10 kilometers and then we have another 10 kilometers back, so we got it.
So lots of beach, beautiful views, and 20 kilometers later, we were back in town. We stopped at this little cafe for a refreshing iced coffee and freshly pressed juice. This place was called Coffee and More, and it was delightful too. Such wonderfully kind staff and good brunch sandwiches. Day 3 to 5 in Torquay was sit on the beach, watch the doggos play in the water, and hunt for seashells. It's very cloudy today, so no sun. But it meant it was perfect conditions for treasure hunting. So I wanted to do a little treasure haul because I think I found some pretty cute stuff. But there's like this cool looking spiral thing. Here we go. Look at that. That's so cool. Like, it used to be like a full shell, but it's not anymore. Oh, this thing is my pride and joy. I think it's like a tooth of some kind. How cool is that? Pretty sure it's a tooth. It looks like a tooth, so it has to be a tooth. And we found a lot of these shells with like the green pattern on them. Isn't that cool? Oh, this one is really pretty too. Again, it's a little bit different in this lighting, but I saw it like shining in the light and it was like metallic-y purple when it was on the beach. There we go, a little regular stone. But when you flip it over, it's like a little fossil. Look at that. Next, I found this rock. Maybe old coral. But it has like this scale looking pattern on it. So obviously I was like, obviously that's a piece of treasure, so I'm keeping it. I mean, it looks like a tooth, right? It looks like it's been in the ocean for a while because it's very nice and smooth. But
It's giving tooth. So it might be tooth. Is it actually though? I'm not sure. Nature is so cool. I love it. Anyways, so that is my haul of treasures. Don't worry, we won't be taking everything home. We're gonna take only specific ones because we have to give back to the ocean her treasures so that other animals and stuff can use them. So yeah, we'll pick and choose which ones we want to keep and we'll put all the rest back on the beach where they belong. And yeah, so that's my haul. Tonight we're gonna go out for Greek food. Today is like a super chill day. We had like the big 24-kilometer walk yesterday. That was very nice, very great. I remembered to put sunscreen on my face, but not my arms. So I'm a little crustacean over here. Ow. But we bought some burn cream and everything, so I'll be okay. Yeah, so we're just relaxing for today. Tomorrow will be a nicer sunny day with like high of 22. So tomorrow will be like a proper beach day, I believe. And then we leave Friday for Melbourne, and then we're gonna continue our adventure there. So we're just gonna rest for the rest of today, and that's the plan.
We also fell in love with this restaurant that we went back for 2 days in a row for breakfast. The place was called Doc Hughes, and oh my gosh, the first time I got the avocado toast there with the beetroot goat cheese, and my mom loved it so much that she got it the next time we went. And the second time I got these tiramisu French toast. Both of these dishes were to die for. Holy crap. Highly recommend if you're in the area. They have an astonishing menu. Finally, April 17th, we left Torquay and made our way back to Melbourne by bus, ferry, and Uber finally to this cute hostel called the Little Drifter, located in the northern part of the city. We got there around mid-afternoon and rested because we had a big activity booked for the next day. Through Expedia, we booked this awesome tour that took us to a few wonderful viewpoints along the eastern coast of the bay.
Sandwich. And amazing juices, all sponsored by Coles.
And we even got to stop at this natural reserve zoo where wallabies and kangaroos were free to roam around. Unfortunately, none of them wanted to eat out of my hand, but petting one, consensually with the keeper nearby who said I was allowed to, was definitely a highlight of this trip. Kangaroos are like my favorite animals, so that's why. And the final destination was Phillip Island to see the little penguin parade. And honestly, it ended up being a little bit anticlimactic, but they were super cute nonetheless. And I'm really glad that our tickets went to supporting the local ecological sustainability of the reserve. But also, just a little disclaimer to people who want to go: if the professional guides and keepers say absolutely no cameras, no flash, no video, and minimal sound, please respect those rules. They are there for a reason, and it's important to respect those to assure everyone can enjoy the experience and also the safety of the penguins. It helps reduce issues regarding invasiveness of our presence to their crossing of the beach to head back home. So please respect the rules. They are there for a reason. Anyways, April 19th was our last day in Melbourne, but we had a mid-afternoon flight to Sydney, so we didn't get to see too much. But we went out to this awesome cafe for breakfast and walked around town for a while. We even got the chance to visit the Queen Victoria Market, and holy crap, I could have easily spent all of my life savings there. My mom and I loved it. We could have spent so much more time there, but unfortunately we were on a time crunch, which is very sad. But we had a blast. Then came the sad realization that we only had 5 days left of our trip, but we were so excited to experience Sydney anyway. In Sydney, we also stayed at a Club Wyndham, and the location was absolutely perfect. We were within walking distance of everything we wanted to do. After putting our stuff in the hotel room, we headed out to find some food, and we stumbled upon this pub. My mom and I love a good pub, and the food was lovely. We then walked around for a while and admired the awesome architecture and took note of things to visit later that week. We also stumbled upon this huge market. It was so fun to explore, and wow, I could have spent even more hours in there. Seriously, the restaurant game, the cafe game, and the market game in Australia, it's everything I could ever ask for. It was amazing. On Expedia, we also got this trio ticket thing that was so worth it. So here it is. The ticket allowed access to 3 different attractions within the city for the price of 1. We had sea life, wildlife, and the Sky Tower. So the next day we had a blast at the aquarium and the zoo. I highly recommend passing by if you love animals. The quality of the enclosures and the animal health and everything was just absolutely amazing, and it was a great experience overall. It was so lovely.
Here it is. We'll tuck the food in. He's going to take a breath and we'll swim all the way down and then the tank where he'll be sleeping. Now this tank is one of the warmest tanks that we have here at Sea Life throughout the union.
Wow. Good job, buddy.
The following day, we started it off by heading off to the pool and the gym and just relaxing in the sauna. And we were all replenished to explore the city again by foot. First, we headed off towards the northern area of the city. There were beautiful parks and these big strange birds. They actually call them, I think, bin chickens is what they called them. They're really cute, but a little bit scary at the same time. We found the art museum and appreciated the exterior structures and also the beautiful library of New South Wales. I loved it in there. At the end of the day, we stopped at this adorable place that was right across the street from our hotel, and we had a drink and some snacks. It's also a hotel with a lovely old-timey vibe to it, and the drinks and the food were lovely. And I also had my first ever lobster roll. 10 out of 10. April 22nd was a big and exciting day. This was the day where we booked another excursion. We were headed to the Blue Mountains. This was absolutely breathtaking, and we had such a fantastic guide. He actually kind of looked a lot like a young version of Aragorn from Lord of the Rings. And, since we were hiking the mountains, it made it all the more epic, honestly. Even though Lord of the Rings was filmed in New Zealand and not Australia. But, anyways, he was actually originally from New Zealand. So, it's fine. Anyways, but this tour was awesome, and the bus transportation was provided, and lunch was also included with our tickets. We had a beautiful hike with amazing views, and the guide was super knowledgeable and taught us all about the history of the area, the environment, and also the koala situation, and so on.
took another little small path called Rocket Point, and I'm heading over there now because we have about an hour to like explore the trails a little bit before we have to make it back to the bus. And now when I say that I love hiking, this is the type of hiking that I mean. It is so beautiful, it is breathtaking. You can hear the waterfall in the back. The trails are very well maintained. I'm very impressed. This is amazing. I highly recommend the Blue Mountains if you have the chance to go. It's breathtaking. There it is. Wow, this is so cool. And the lookout is just this way. Wow. Holy crap. You can see the whole waterfall. Wow. Also, that house right there must be worth billions of dollars. Holy crap, to have this view. And it's crazy to think that we came from like all the way down there. There's like a path. We did all that and came all the way up here. How cool! I should probably start getting back now. But wow.
The next day, we set out to explore the Royal Gardens. We hadn't made it last time due to rain, but today we were determined. It was also a day full of random side quests of exploration.
Oh my gosh! Wow, it's so much bigger than I thought it would be.
We saw the Opera House, which was obviously breathtaking, and later we even took a random ferry boat over to another part of the city as a way to sightsee. Highly recommend this hack because it was way cheaper to take a ferry boat than it is to book like a fancy boat tour with, you know, a person talking on a microphone where you don't hear anything because it's just so loud and the waves and the wind. And anyways, highly recommend this little hack. It was like, I think $5 per person just to do like a half-hour ferry and then another half-hour back. So like for an hour boat ride, it was like $10. Highly recommend. It was great. And then at the end of that afternoon, around golden hour, we headed to the Sky Tower to see the beautiful panoramic view of all of Sydney. And wow, it was so cool to see all the places we visited. And it was such a wonderful way to kind of like close off the week and just like see everywhere that we have been just from up in the sky.
The view is crazy. Unfortunately, there's a bunch of buildings in front of the Opera House, but it's still really nice. All the way back. Still very pretty though. That's the War Monument we went to a couple days ago. And this is the Greek mythology fountain. And then we have St. Mary's Cathedral. It's crazy. You can literally see everything from up here. It's nuts. Wow. And then down here we have the zoo, or wildlife and sea life right down there, which we went on our second day of being in Sydney. This is so nostalgic to do on our last day. It's so sad. And then, oh, we have the camera reflection, but we have a plane going over there. That'll be us tomorrow morning heading back to Canada.
We ended the day by heading over to a special little hotel with a restaurant that served pizza with emu and kangaroo. This was on my bucket list for this trip, and wow, I'm so glad I tried it.
So we came out to dinner to the Australian Heritage Hotel, and they have a cute little rooftop, and there's nobody here, so we have it all to ourselves. So cute. This is our view. Beautiful city. And a cute little rooftop. And thankfully it's not too windy, so it's not too cold. It's wonderful.
Je peux pas avoir encore faim là, après c'est pas possible.
It's a tiny pizza. But it has emu and kangaroo. It's really good.
They also had a like saltwater crocodile pizza that I didn't get to try, but next time I would love to try it. Highly, highly recommend this place for their food, and the overall vibes were honestly immaculate. And the outdoor patio was full, and it seems to be highly popular with the locals as well. It was really wonderful. We stopped for ice cream on our slow walk back to the hotel, and then we packed up our bags for our early departure the next morning. And that is a wrap on the Australia vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please excuse any like mispronunciations or whatever that I had during the video. I literally recorded the voiceover like while I was still jet lagged to remember everything as freshly as possible, even though I'm recording this ending clip in July. But delays aside of releasing this video, I hope you guys enjoyed. It's always so fun to be able to show the trips that I go on, the places that I go to, and it's just a great little time capsule for me to come back to, and I love making these type of videos. The Germany one that I released last year did very, very well, so I will leave a link in the description down below. If you haven't seen that one, I highly recommend. It was really, really fun. I went with 2 of my best friends. It was super awesome. In terms of upcoming trips, I have a week-long trip in Vancouver coming up at the end of this year, and I'm going back to Australia next year. Yay! So I'm going back to Australia next year, but we are doing Northern Australia this time, so it's going to be a completely different experience. I'm going again with my mom. We were able to find like tickets on massive sale, and it was super awesome, and we were able to get like accommodations in a timeshare as well for like a month, and we're staying there, and we're just going to be traveling around that area, and it's going to be so fun and so cool. We're going to be in the jungle. It's going to be beautiful. We're going to have the beach. We're going to have, oh, I'm so excited. I can't wait. And of course I will vlog this again because I love vlogging things and it's fun. I'm so excited. So I'm going back. It's very exciting. Going to be a completely different experience once again, but I'm excited. And of course I have Vancouver later this year, which I cannot wait to share. We're gonna do so much hiking. It's gonna be beautiful. Leave any questions, comments, anecdotes, your own stories, whatever in the comments down below. I would love to chat with you guys and hear about your experiences if you've gone to Australia. If I've missed anything huge that I need to go back for, let me know. I would love to know all your recommendations. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all very, very soon. Bye guys.